the beginnings of my fruit espaliers, pear here on this side and then apple here on this side, look pretty good. We've had significant growth, I'd say 1.5 to 2 feet on each of these plants already this year. I'm going to take those branches once they get nice and long, and I'm going to spread them along these wires, which are present before you here, to create an espalier for fruit to be grown. But in the long run, I'm going to see if I can use the espalier to actually breed fruit. I'm going to graft some seedling wood onto these eventually as I test out new varieties. A quick update regarding our grafting projects. This is the Sergeant Crabapple that we've had here next to our garage for a number of years, and you recall that last year I actually started trying my hand at grafting, and we have a couple successes from last year that are doing quite well. I'll show you those. I don't recall the names of these three varieties off the top of my head, but I'll put them into the video before I post it. And one is right here. You can see the graft union right down here. That looked pretty funny last year, but the girth of the native or rootstock plant has caught up to the girth of the funny graft that I created, and it's actually looking pretty good, and it's growing quite well. Just here, halfway through, or through the early part of the second year of its life. This is another example here of one from last year. All this growth is from last year and now this year, and here is the site of the graft union, and you can see that basically here the girth has not quite caught up on the rootstock to at least the funny union that I have, but it's getting there. And then the third grafting experiment from last year is this one right here with the graft union right there. This was the weakest of the three last year, but it seems to have done well and is putting on some growth this year. So we have eating apples now attached to our Sergeant Crabapple tree. I'll look up the names and post them on the video, or put them in the video when I post the video. The graft experiments from this spring really were of mixed success. I was 3 for 3 last year, but this year less than 50% of the grafts I put in actually took hold. 2 of them are right here. This is a graft of Liberty onto my Sergeant Crabapple tree. I still have the duct tape on it and some of the first leaves, which it looks like something has been eating, unfortunately. And then here is the second graft union and scion that I put in with Liberty. Liberty is a nice red eating apple that is disease resistant. So hopefully these will continue to take, and we'll be able to remove our tape sometime in the next few weeks. This is an example of a failed attempt here at grafting. You can see the scion here attached to the rootstock using my low budget duct tape, and unfortunately that didn't work. And that particular variety is Kids Orange Red, which is disappointing because I was looking forward to having some Kids Orange Red. 2 other grafts that did take are over here. This one right here, here's the graft union, the scion, and then the growth that's coming out of that scion, looking pretty robust. I'll probably have to take off these limbs here so that this branch actually channels its energy almost exclusively to the 2 stems that are coming off of this Orleans Renette scion. Likewise, I'll do the same here for this particular graft that also seems to be successful, which is Orleans Renette. And just to be fair and show you my failures, there's a failure right there, and there's a failure, which is again rather disappointing, but at least we salvaged some this spring.